Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob, and welcome back to episode number 9 of the Houston Astros franchise here on MLB The Show 20. Today we have our final two full series in the month of April as we will check out. First one being a home series against the Oakland Athletics. As you can see, Justin Verlander will be taking the mound for us in this one. He got a win in his last outing finally versus the Angels. He went 8 strong innings with 1 earned run and struck out 9 batters. He's had a good solid ERA this season at 2.45. But for some reason just not getting the run support. He will start off his day against Ramon Laureano of the Oakland Athletics. He's on a 4-game hit streak, hitting .233 with 4 homers and 9 RBIs. First pitch to Laureano in this ballgame, and it is a strike on the outside called strike. Astros sitting at 9-16, not off to the best start of the season. 2-2 count to Laureano, and he strikes out swinging on an inside pitch, and Verlander retires the first batter. Up next will be Mark Canha, who's hitting solid .274 this year with 3 homers and 9 RBIs on the season. Got an 0-1 count to Canha. He's going to take this pitch, and that ball is hit pretty solid out the left center field, but it looks like Springer has enough space to range over and make that play to record the first 2 outs of the game. We'll take a look at the Oakland Athletics lineup now in this one, as we've already seen Laureano in center, DH Canha. Next, we'll see the shortstop Marcus Semien, followed by first baseman Matt Olson, left field Chris Davis, Piscotty's in right 6th, followed by third baseman Sheldon Neuse, Tony Kemp at 2nd, and catcher Sean Murphy. Here comes Marcus Semien with a 1-2 count, and he looks at a fastball on the inside for strike 3. So Verlander sitting down 2 to start off his day. For the Athletics, they'll be throwing out Frankie Montas, who hasn't had the best start to the season. He did pick up a win in his last outing against Seattle. He's kind of bounced around the league, and actually, a fun fact, he was traded to the A's by the Dodgers in 2016. That was also the trade that Josh Reddick was sent to the Dodgers with, so a little bit of connections in this game, and he'll start off his day with Josh Reddick, who's batting in the leadoff hit today. So good little fun fact for you there. Josh Reddick first pitch to him to start off his day, and he's swinging at a high fastball, misses the 0-1. Oakland sitting at 14-12 on the season, sitting around 500, and Josh Reddick's going to pop this one up to Murphy behind the plate. That'll bring up Alex Bregman. But before we get there, I think we're going to take a look at the Houston Astros lineup for today. We've already seen Josh Reddick at first, hitting the leadoff. Bregman, Altuve, Alvarez, 2-3-4 like usual, followed by Springer in center. Yuli will be first baseman, followed by shortstop Correa. And the 8th spot, Kyle Tucker, will actually be out in left field today, followed by the catcher Martin Maldonado. First pitch to Bregman in this game, and he rips this one to the shortstop, but it is fielded on a hop, and he will be thrown out at first. That brings up Jose Altuve, who is on a 7-game hit streak. He's in 8 for 25 in that span. Done a pretty solid job to get his average up. Still low, though, sitting at 233. He's got a full count in this one, and he is going to walk to first base. So Altuve on first to start off his day. And that'll bring up Yordan Alvarez, who's at a 2-1 count. He's going to swing and miss, but Altuve is going to try to take second, and he is thrown out. So a good throw by Murphy to get Altuve at second base, and that'll end that inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the second now. Alvarez did get out, but Springer's up next, and he's going to shoot this one down the left base line, or third base line, and that will be a single thanks to the cutoff by Davis. 2-1 count to Yuli Gurriel, and he's going to shoot this one to left center field. This ball's got a little bit of carry to it, and that ball's going to clear the fence. That ball is gone. So a 2-run shot by Yuli in the second inning, his second home run of the season. And the train is moving early today in Houston as they jump out to a quick 2-0 lead in this one. Long ball's been very kind to Houston recently as they've been scoring a lot of their runs off the home run ball. Next up will be Carlos Gray. He's got a 1-2 pitch, and he's going to take a slider to right field. But Piscotty has just enough space out there to get underneath it and record the out. Here comes Kyle Tucker. He's playing left field today. Michael Brantley getting the day off, only hitting .214. He has a very solid future, we think, but hopefully he can hit a little better in his limited outings. He gets good contact on this one, but it's popped up to the center fielder, and Laureano has enough space to get underneath that one. Jump ahead to the top of the third inning, and Sheldon Neuse is making his first at-bat on the season. Prize prospect A.J. Puck went on the DL yesterday, so they called up Sheldon Neuse to take his roster spot. He does have a little bit of experience in the majors, so this isn't his first ever at-bat. He gets an 0-1 count from Verlander, and he gets a lot of wood on this ball. That ball's hit to the deep center field, and it just stays into the ballpark right off the wall in deep center. But Sheldon has a quick double to start his day. That brings up Tony Kemp, and he's going to check swing, but it looks like that ball caught a piece of him as I was running in, and he will go to first base. So runners on first and second here with no outs. Sean Murphy up. He gets a 1-2 count. They say he checked his swing, but we take a look at the replay. Looks like he went around to me, but, I'm not going to challenge. No point in challenging. I called this early on, especially on a check swing. But Murphy, 2-2 count. Ball will not lie in this baseball game, as that ball will hang up for the center fielder Springer to get underneath it. And they're not going to test him at third base. So runners on first and second here with 1 out. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Laureano again. He's striking out on a slider away. Verlander dealing in this one. That's his 5th strikeout already. Next up, Canna. He suffers the same fate, striking out looking. So Athletics cannot score thanks to the dominant pitching of Verlander in the late innings. And we're going to jump to the bottom of the 5th now. Martin Maldonado. He singled back in his first appearance in the 3rd inning. And he gets an 0-1 count from Montas in this one. And he gets a slider. He can lace into left field. That ball is hit perfectly on a line. And he is on first with a single to start the inning off. Heads us back to the top order. Josh Reddick, who's 0 for 2 in this game. He gets a little dribbler to the second baseman. Tries to turn 2, gets Maldonado, but Josh Reddick able to beat the throw out. So he is credited with the fielder's choice. Next, Bregman on a full 2 count. He's going to check his own swing. And I guess a little bit of, good call making up as Bregman is going to take first base on a walk. So runners on first and second, 1 outs for Jose Altuve. He gets the slider. That called too much to the plate. He don't know why he's waving. That ball is obviously fair. And Jose Altuve has a 3-run bomb here in the 5th inning. His 3rd home run of the season. And the Astros now have a 5-0 lead in the 5th inning as Montas getting rocked again in his next outing. And we take a 5-0 lead thanks to the home run from Altuve. And that'll bring up Yordan Alvarez, the DH. But before that, they're actually going to pull Montas out of this game. And we're going to see Mike Fiers again. He's 12 games in his season. He's got a solid ERA, 2.15. Last time we did see him, we did kind of get to him early on in Oakland. We'll see if we can do the same here in Houston, as his first batter will be Yordan Alvarez with the bases empty now. His first pitch he will take a look at, and that ball is shot right over the head of the first baseman into right field, and Yordan's on first with 1 out. That brings up George Springer with a 1-2 count. He gets a good pitch to hit. That ball is hit deep to left center field, but Chris Davis actually has enough space to get underneath that one. Yordan did not think that one would fall into his glove, and he is thrown out at first trying to backtrack. We're going to go to the top of the 7th inning now. Chris Davis will lead us off. We just saw him make that nice play. He's 0 for 2 today, though, with a strikeout and a flyout. Verlander still in this game. 2-2 count to Chris Davis, and he's going to chop this one to the first baseman, Yuli, who throws over to Verlander, and he will record the out at first. Next batter, Steven Piscotty. First pitch he sees. He's shooting this one to deep left center field. This ball's got some carry on it, and Springer will be unable to make a play. That ball's off the wall over the line, and that ball is gone for Steven Piscotty's 3rd home run of the season. A solo shot gets the Athletics on the board. It's still a 5-1 game, as that is a 413-foot shot. Astros fans not really liking what they're seeing, but they should still be confident behind a 5-1 lead. That brings up Steven Neuse, but before we get there, Verlander's day will be over, and we're going to turn it over to the pin, Chris Devinski to be specific. He's 10 games so far this year. He has an 8.18 ERA, so not the best ERA. We're hoping he can turn this around and keep this lead, at least a 5-1 lead. Hopefully he can get a hold, and he will face Steven Neuse, like we said. 2-2 count, 1 out to Steve Sheldon, or excuse me, I don't know what I'm saying. Neuse, I think I've been calling him Steven, but it's actually Sheldon. And regardless, he strikes him out. Here comes Tony Kemp, 1-2 count with 2 outs, and he's going to get jammed and pop this one up to Jose Altuve at second base to get out of the inning. Top of the 8th now, Devinski still on the mound. Here's Sean Murphy, and he's going to shoot this one to the first baseman, and Sean will be out thanks to Yuli. Very next batter at the top of the order, Ramon again, full count to him. He's swinging and shooting this one right into the gap. Springer has some speed, but he's unable to get to that one. That one's going to bang off against the wall, and he is into second base with a stand-up double. So a little bit of some trouble here. Marcana's got a full count. He's actually going to be full count swinging with a green light into center field. Springer unable to throw Ramon at the plate thanks to an offline throw, and the Astros now have a 5-2 lead. That brings in Ryan Presley now in his 5th game of the season. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings, had 2.45 ERA. Very solid setup, man. We'll see if he can continue to set this one up in the 8th inning. Here comes Marcus Semien, his first batter. He's going to bloop this one into right field, so a base hit. Runner kind of had to stop, so he only gets to second base. Around runners on first and second with one out for Matt Olson. He strikes out on the fastball low. Not out of the inning yet, as the powerful Chris Davis will be right after him. He gets a full count as well, and he's swinging at a slider this time in the zone, and Presley is able to get us out of the jam in the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th now, Jose Altuve at the plate. 1 for 1 today, had some walks and a 3-run blast in the 5th that we saw. 0-1 count to him. Yusmeiro Petit out on the mound. He's actually going to lay down a bunt. This is a pretty solid bunt. The second baseman playing far back, and Altuve is able to beat the play at first. Well, actually, they call him out. I thought for sure he was safe. We're obviously going to challenge that one, and we win that challenge. Athletics are going to bring in Lou Trevino into the game. He has 1 game so far. He pitched an inning, got out of it without anything. So we're trying to get him some work, and Alvarez is going to get tied up on a curveball inside to strike out for Lou's first batter. This brings up George Springer. He's going to walk, though. So now we got runners on first and second, 1 out. Which brings up Yuli, and he gets a fastball shot into center field. Altuve is going to round home. Play is going to be at the plate, but the throw is not in time, and Jose Altuve scores to give the Astros a 6-2 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Next up, Carlos Correa. He's going to chop this one to the shortstop. This is a typical 6-4-3 double play, so the Astros get 1 to help their cause. In the 9th inning, Athletics less chance, 6-2. Presley still on the mound as it's now a non-save situation. He gets the first out. Noose is going to shoot this one to right field. So that's 2 quick outs as Josh Reddick is able to make that play. It all hinges on Tony Kemp, who's 1 for 2 today with a double back in the 5th inning. He has the Athletics' last chance in this one. He is first pitch swinging. That ball is hit deep to right field, but Josh Reddick has just enough space to range and get underneath that one. And the Astros take this game 6-2 as Verlander is able to get another win on the day. The loss will go to Frankie Montas, and Ryan Presley is actually credited with a save in this one as he came in as it was a 3-run lead. So Astros do pick up a win. Hopefully they keep going in this one as they win game 1 of this 3-game stint against Oakland. They move to 10-16 on the season, finally get that double-digit win. As we take a look at the box score, 6 runs on 9 hits. While the Athletics had 2 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. Presley gets his first save of the day. Player of the game is going to be Justin Verlander, 6 1/3, solid, strong, 10 Ks, only 1 earned run off the long ball. And here you take a look at the box score. Our bullpen did a pretty solid job. I know Davinsky gave up a run. We hate to see that, as that's one of our problems, but Presley did a nice job in relief as well. Next game, we win in 14 innings, 2-1. Thanks to Miles Straw. He had the game-winning RBI. He went 1 for 6 with the double, but that drove in the game-winning run. Zach Greinke went solid 7 innings and 1 earned run, so good solid outings from our number 1 and 2. Farrell gets the win, pitching 2 innings and 2 Ks in this one, not giving up a run. And Matt Olson also went yard for the Athletics. We send the next game, we lose though, so we were not able to sweep the Athletics as we drop this one 7-1 thanks to some late inning power from the Athletics. Mark Chapman went 2 for 5 with a home run for the Athletics and 3 RBIs, while Steven Piscotty hit another home run in this game, his 4th of the season. Michael Brantley went 2 for 4 for us with a double, and that's really all the support we got in that one. Next inning game we'll see is a 2-game series interleague play at Arizona in Chase Field, as the Diamondbacks are sitting on 16-12 on the season. They come into this one losing a series at Cincinnati, however. Take a look at their lineup. Starling Marte, Nick Ahmed, Ketel Marte, and then David Peralta, Eduardo Escobar at third, Christian Walker at first, Vogt behind the plate, Ildemaro Vargas at second, followed by Mike Leake, as our lineup looks a little different as well. As speaking of Mike Leake, he will be on the mound for the Diamondbacks. He's only made 1 start. He's kind of been long relief / starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks. He's got a 2.53 RA, so he's had a pretty solid year. Martin Maldonado is leading off for the Astros in this game as he gets a cutter on the first pitch he sees and shoots this one to the third baseman for an easy out. Then I'll bring up Alex Bregman, who's got a full count, and he checks his swing again, and they're going to give it to him again. Alex Bregman checking his swing a lot. He gets a walk. So we got a runner on first base now with 1 out, and that brings up the very hot Jose Altuve, and he's going to stay hot as that ball is hit deep to left field, and it just clears the wall in left field. So Jose Altuve has another home run in this game. The Astros jump out to another early lead thanks to his 4th home run on the season, as it is now 2-0 Astros in Arizona. This Arizona crowd is stunned. They can't believe the Astros jumped out to another early lead in this one. Is this 2-0? Jordan Alvarez up next, 1-2 count to him. He gets a cutter up in the zone, but is only able to fly out to Ketel Marte in center, as that records the second out of the first. Up next, George Springer, 2-2 count to him, and he is on a line to right field, but this time Starling Marte is able to make the play as the Martes get the 2 outs. Josh James is on the mound for the Astros. He's had a very poor start to his season, 8.57 ERA. Hopefully he's got some early run support in this one where he can pick up a win. His last outing, he did get a loss at Tampa, 6 earned runs and 1 1/3 inning pitched. He's hoping to forget his start to the season as he starts off with Starling Marte, who has a 2-0 count, and he's able to be flown out to the right fielder. Next batter, Nick Ahmed, he walks to sent a runner on first with 1 out, and that brings up Ketel Marte. First pitch, and actually Ahmed's going to take off for second base, and he's going to get that steal. So Maldonado unable to throw him out. Runner on first now with 1 out, but the steal doesn't really matter in the end as Ketel Marte walks as well. So Josh James having some struggles here in the early going once more. David Peralta's up next, though. 3-1 count. He dribbles it to Yuli at first. This will be a 3-6-3 double play, so Josh James able to get out of the jam. Top of the second inning now to Yuli Gurriel. He has a full count. He checks swings as well. He gets the call as well. So Yuli walks to start the top of the second inning. Carlos Correa will be up next. 1-2 count. He dribbles this one. Shortstop knocks it down. Good play by Ahmed at short, but is unable to get anybody out. And they're going to rule that one a base hit. So now we got runners on first and second with no outs to Michael Brantley, who's playing right field today thanks to no DH. And he shoots this one to center field, and he's going to come in, and Yuli is going to score, and that gives the Astros a 3-0 lead here in the top of the second. Top of the order, Maldonado, he grounds this one to third base. They're going to go home. Altuve thrown out at the plate. So now we have runners on first and second with 2 outs for Bregman. He's going to walk on 4 straight pitches. So bases loaded, 2 outs now for Jose Altuve. 2-run blast back in the first. Hopefully he can do the same thing here. Give us a list. He has a big chance to blow this game wide open. First pitch to Altuve. He's first pitch swinging on a sinker down in the zone, and he gets him to pop out to center. And Astros get out of the inning with only scoring 1 run. Top of the third now, Jordan Alvarez is going to rifle this one, but that one's right at the right fielder, and he puts it away for an easy out. George Springer up next, 0-2 count. He gets a nice solid shot down the left side over the head of the third baseman, and he is into first with a single. That'll bring up Yuli Gurriel once again. He gets a full count. He's going to walk, so plenty of walks so far early in this game for the Astros. They have runners on first and second with 1 out. That'll bring up Carlos Correa, who has a full count as well. He's shooting this one out to left field. Has enough space. We're going to try to tag the third, but no, he thought twice about it as they go back to second base. 2 outs now for Michael Brantley. Bases loaded, or not bases loaded, full count. Runners are going, and that's going to be an RBI single thanks to the early jump as we jump out to a 4-0 lead now in the third inning. Josh James is up next, and he's actually going to walk. So Mike Leake walking the pitcher, having some trouble with his command in the early going as we have bases loaded once again with 2 outs, but Maldonado unable to do anything with it again as he strikes out up and in. Top of the fourth now, we're going to another inning for the Astros, and Alex Bregman gets a changeup in the inside the zone. He's going to send this one off the wall in left field. Bregman into second base with a stand-up double. So runner on second to start the inning. Altuve, 2-0 count to Altuve. He's going to pop this one up to left field, however, and Bregman will be unable to advance. That brings up Jordan Alvarez, whose first pitch, he's going to be swinging. He laces a cutter into right field on a line. That ball hits off the wall for a double. Bregman is going to come around and score, so the Astros putting up another 1 spot in the top of the fourth. It's now 5-0. And that'll be it for Mike Leake as Merrill Kelly will come into the game. He's 14 games so far this year. 4.28 ERA, not the best, but he's looking to stop this 1 run per inning bleeding for the Astros. He starts off with George Springer, who pops this one to right field for out number 2. Next up, Yuli Gurriel. First pitch swinging as well. He gets a changeup up in the zone, but he flies this one out the center field. So Astros only get 1 in the top of the fourth. We're going to take a look at the Astros now in the bottom of the fourth inning, see if they can answer any of these shots from Astros. David Peralta is up first, and he's going to shoot this one on a line in the left center field. Springer playing the shift, so he's unable to get to this one. And Peralta has a very easy double to start the bottom of the fourth inning. That'll bring up Eduardo Escobar as we take a look at, and he will on a full count. Doesn't get the call, James does, and he is going to walk. Johnny Cook, manager, not really happy about that one. But now we have bases loaded with 0 outs. Stephen Vogt takes a strike out on that one. Christian Walker did walk to first base as well. Now we have runners on bases loaded, 1 out, and this ball is going to plunk Vargas as that ball ran inside and a plate. That is going to plate a run, So the Astros have a 5-1 lead, and Merrill Kelly is actually going to hit. The long reliever is going to get an at-bat, and he is going to line this one at right field, but a runner is going to come in to score. So Kelly making the most of his rare at-bat in this season, as it is now a 5-2 game for the Astros. Starling Marte is up next, and he's going to shoot this one to left center field. This ball has some carry on it, and that ball is going to clear the wall. That ball is gone. That's a 3-run shot for the Diamondbacks, and they tie this one back up 5-5 thanks to Starling Marte's 3rd home run of the season. And Josh James had a 5-0 lead cushion, but is unable to keep the lead, as it is now a tie ball game thanks to that shot from Starling Marte. Nick Ahmed will come up next with 2 outs in the inning. He's first pitch swinging as well, and Ahmed is going to shoot this one. That ball is deep to left field, but Jordan has enough space to get underneath that one and record the out. So go to the bottom of the 5th now. Homer Bailey is going to come into the game. Josh James' game is done. The starter turned into a long reliever now. His first batter is a 2-0 count, and Ketel Marte is going to put this one in the gap in left center field, and that ball hops over the wall. So this inning's starting a lot like the 4th inning did with the leadoff double. David Peralta up next. He's going to shoot this one right up the middle. Ketel Marte is going to hold at third base. So now we have runners on first and third with no outs. And here comes Eduardo Escobar. He's 0-2, and he's going to bloop this one into center field. Springer has enough space. Are they going to test his arm? They are going to test him. That ball's coming to the plate, strong but offline. And the Diamondbacks take a 6-5 lead here in the 5th inning. Christian Walker up next, and that ball is shot into center field for another base hit. And now we have runners on first and second with 1 out as the catcher Stephen Vogt comes up to the plate. 1-0 count to Stephen Vogt. He's putting this one between the first and second baseman for another single. Now we have runners on all bases here with only 1 out. So Bailey in a lot of trouble here. He gets next batter is Vargas, and he's going to shoot this one to the third baseman. 5-4-3 double play, and the Astros get out of the jam, only surrendering 1. We're going to go all the way to the top of the 8th now. Archie Bradley, the setup man in Arizona, looks like he's been split in closing duties, but he is going to hopefully preserve this 6-5 lead for the Diamondbacks, as Michael Brantley will start off for Houston, who's 3 for 3 so far in this game with 3 singles. Hopefully he can go 4 for 4 with another base hit to start off his action. First pitch from Bradley, and he gets a fastball that covers a lot of the plate, but unable to do anything with this one as he flies out to the left fielder. Kyle Tucker will come on next. He's going to pinch hit for the pitcher in this one. He gets a 3-2 count from Bradley, who deals, and that ball is low in the zone, and Kyle Tucker will take his base on a walk. So tying run on first base for Martin Maldonado, who's 0 for 4 in this game in the leadoff spot, and he's going to be 0 for 5 in this game as he flies out to the left fielder as well, who makes the play. Next batter, Alex Bregman, and he has his first pitch. He's swinging as well, and David Peralta staying very busy in this inning, records all 3 outs, and the Astros are down to 1 more inning of chance. That'll bring in Andrew Chafin, who will be the closer for this game. He's had 8 opportunities this year, closed and gotten 6 saves, 2.19 ERA, very solid so far this year. Hopefully we can get some runs here, and Jose Altuve will not help by striking out on a fastball up and in to get the first out. That brings on Jordan Alvarez, 2-2 count. He's chasing a fastball high up out of the zone, and that's going to pop out to the shortstop at second base. So 2 outs. George Springer, our last chance in this one. He's 1 for 4, probably our most solid hitter so far in this year. He's hoping to keep this one alive. 3-2 full count to Springer, and he's striking out on a slider, and Chafin closes the door on the Astros, who end up dropping this one 6-5 to Arizona. Arizona moves to 17-12, while we drop to 11-18 on the season. Not a good April so far in this one for the Astros, and just thanks to just bad pitching. I mean, a 5 spot in the 4th inning. They're unable to keep the lead. Josh James did get run support in this one, but just unable to do anything with it. Starling Marte, gets player of the game. He went 3 for 5 with that big 3-run blast in the 4th inning, which put the Diamondbacks right back in this one. So our pitching, just something to keep a look on. Hasn't been the best so far, and we hope we can turn that around as the season goes on. As we go to the next game, and we lose 10-6 in 10 innings, so that means Vargas hit a walk-off grand slam in the 10th inning. He went 3 for 5 for the day. Vogt also went 2 for 3 for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He hit his 4th home run of the season. And for Houston, Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa both hit homers and went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs apiece. Our next series is against Seattle, but we're going to take a look. We're going to do a little April recap before we get there, as we just wrapped up the final series in April. Hopefully we can turn around our fortunes in May. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to smash that like button and knock it out of the park with a subscription as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a great rest of your day.